become educated, self-sufficient, and responsible citizens. We are committed to providing every student a diverse, quality education within a safe and secure environment through a dedicated, innovative, and highly qualified staff in partnership with parents and the community at large. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Go ahead and call the roll, please.
Mr. Ricklick?
Present.
Mrs. Schrock?
Here.
Ms. Fontana?
Here.
Dr. Bachman?
Here.
Mr. Zimmerman?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Excellent. Next, I need a motion for us to go into executive session to consider the employment of a public employee or official.
So moved. Second.
All right, call the roll, please.
Mr. Ricklick?
Yes.
Mr. Zimmerman?
Yes.
Mrs. Schrock?
Yes.
Ms. Fontana?
Yes.
Dr. Bachman?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Gotta go with it.
Yeah, that was sad seeing this.
Well, and what's you what's sad too is like you find us going more work.
Okay, just to get everyone caught up, we have already read the mission, said the pledge, had an executive session, and now we're just moving right along. So item 3 is approval of agenda. Recommendation to approve the agenda of the regular Board of Education meeting, additions or deletions to the agenda.
So moved.
Any discussion? No? Okay.
We're gonna wait till we get there.
What do you want to do?
W.
I'd rather have him read it and we'll
Okay.
table them.
Sounds good. All right. If we're ready to go, let's call the roll.
Mr. Ricklick?
Yes.
Mr. Zimmerman?
Yes.
Mrs. Schrock?
Yes.
Ms. Fontana?
Yes.
Dr. Bachman?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Okay, next up, approve the minutes of the organizational meeting and the regular meeting, both dated January 7th, 2026, and the special meeting dated January 19th, 2026. I'll second it. Any questions, comments, concerns? All right, call the roll.
Ms. Fontana?
Yes.
Mrs. Schrock?
Yes.
Mr. Ricklick?
Abstain.
Dr. Bachman?
Yes.
Mr. Zimmerman?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay. Next up, best part of the night, and we've got a lot to celebrate tonight. We are going to be recognizing our Delphian Chorale, Quaker Corner, and Welty Middle School. So first up, let's go with Delphian Chorale.
We're going to make this really awkward for you all because we're going to stand right here. So first of all, thanks for having us again tonight. It's really great to see everyone. Usually I just bring a quartet, but I'm going to put out whoever can come tonight, why don't we just sing these together and have a good time doing this. For those of you who don't know, the Delphian Chorale has been delivering singing Valentines for over 40 years now. Every year at Valentine's Day, we make these deliveries. And my opinion, you get the most bang from your buck with the Valentine by the Delphian Chorale, because while everything in the world has gone up in price, we have stayed the same price since 2009. So for $15, you can get a group of people out to sing and embarrass somebody all to death. That's a good time. So we're gonna have our girls start, and we just sang "Let Me Call You Sweetheart," so you'll hear from them, and then we'll have the guys come up.
We have a special dear memory. Let me call you sweetheart, I'm in love with you. Let me hear you whisper that you love me too.
while the guys are coming up, I'll say, this is one of our two major fundraisers that we do every year for our trip. This year, the Delphine Crowd's gonna just travel all the way over to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. While we're there, we're gonna have an opportunity to do some sightseeing. We're gonna see the Great Gatsby, I'm excited about that. And maybe do some performing while we're there as well. So we like to raise money by doing what these people do best, which is sing. So that's why we do this in our variety show. Have we gotten our lives together yet, guys? All right. So now.
We have a specialty livery. Let me call you sweetheart, I'm in love with you. Let me hear you whisper that you love me too. Keep the love like glowing in your eyes so true. Let me call you sweetheart, I'm in love with you. Let me call you sweetheart, I'm in love with you. With love from all of us.
Thanks again so much for having us. I wish we could stick around for the whole meeting, but about half of us have to get back to physical rehearsal. So we're going to take off, but thank you.
Thank you so much.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
Detail. As they are filtering out, next up, we're going to have Quaker Corner whenever you are ready.
Okay, thank you so much for having us tonight. We were asked just to share a little bit of some of the projects that we had going on. One of the biggest ones that I'm most excited about is the Quaker Corner. We've been making some coffee for our staff members and accepting donations. From those staff members, we take the orders via Google Classroom or Google Form, as you can see on your paper. So they pre-order, we run those reports on Thursday, and then we start preparing them first period on Friday morning. I'm joined tonight by Michael Shaw, Alex Nyland, and AJ, Alex Ford, and Mrs. Sholowski is one of our paraprofessionals in our classroom. We couldn't do any of the things we do without her or Mrs. Coletti. She can't be here tonight, but it's really a huge group effort, and it's been a great vocational preparation. So the students not only prepare the copies, but they inventory the cups, we take a look at our math, do a lot of money math based off our Quaker Corner stuff, so it's some real life skills as well. And then it's just a lot of fun to get everybody involved, and it's been a huge district-wide event. So the library department actually had an extra printing machine, like a sticker machine, so Mrs. Klassen helped us out, and now we have stickers that you can personalize each order, just like at Starbucks. It says the order and the details on how much on each cup. And then we made our own Quaker Corner logos that we put on each of the cups, and we sell hot coffee, tea, we make some iced coffee, and then this year we added the iced caramel macchiato, which is a internet search. But probably the biggest thing that is really shined from not only the vocational skills and the counting the money and those things, but the staff has been coming to the classroom seconds and third periods to pick up, and so they're getting some more exposure to our students and our students to them. Mr. Scabona's class, the 3D printer, we're able to 3D print us some cup holders for our coffee shop. The art department has gotten involved at some point, and then Mr. Homart's his academic challenge team had a bun coffee because we were getting a lot more orders than what we had, and what we had was a 12-cup coffee pot. And he said, hey, we have this big bun. And so now we use that. So now what I've seen is a whole community kind of come together to make this launch, and now we get a lot of exciting people that come on Fridays and look forward to it. So it's been really great. Michael, what would you say one of your favorite things to do in the coffee shop is? Do you like making the hot chocolates? He makes hot chocolates, and he's a really great sticker guy. He loves putting the Quaker Corner stickers on the cup. What about you, Alex? He loves doing the money.
That's
my guy.
There you go.
What would you say one of your favorite things to do? Yeah, the iced coffee. Do you like the iced coffee? Yeah, the iced coffees for sure. So the other great thing is the National Honor Society, Mrs. Pruka just left, but we partnered with them last year. She has 3 volunteers each period, first period, second period, and third period. Those students come in and it's part of their community service, but it also helps with integration. And I think, I thought I saw some guest baristas. I've had a couple of them already in the classroom, but it also helps you just kind of interworking with our students and the other students in the building. So it provides a really, really great learning opportunity and an overall community feeling, because everybody comes in for a job. A lot of times they come in and they're like, I never realized how big this room is, or you guys have a fish tank in here, or there's a kitchen in here. There's a lot of cool stuff. So that exposure has been beneficial both ways, mutually for our kids and that. And then the other program we do is we help the dietary people, and Mrs. Shalowski has been doing this for many years. When I came into the classroom, it was a project that I was like, oh yeah, okay, we can help pack breakfast bags. And as I sat away at my desk and kind of watched it happen, Mrs. Shalowski really does a lot of the work. She goes and gets the breakfast stuff and everything, and we pack the bags in our room. But the way that we do it, we set up an assembly line, and we make sure that all those bags are packed. And some of the impressive numbers on the bag here, we pack 1,360 bags every day. We're packing 4 days a week, so that's about 6,800 breakfast bags we pack in a week that go to our elementary schools, East, York, and what? East, York, and South. Okay, so those elementary schools, when those elementary school students get their breakfast, they are packed by our kids here in our room. So it is another contributing to the overall community. It gives our students the ability to give back to our school community, but also those vocational skills are built in as far as taking turns and waiting our time in that assembly line stuff that they'll, could very well see when they work. So that is, yes, sir.
I want to thank you for the life skills you're helping with those students.
Yeah.
Very appreciative.
Well, that's why we're here, and I think we've done a great job. We have a wonderful building. We have a wonderful district of people that are supportive and have always gotten behind our class and any initiative that we've taken. It's been fantastic. So it's something to be celebrated. Yes, sir.
I want to thank you as well for everything you guys are doing. I love all the pictures. I love what the kids are doing. We have something similar where I work, and I guess my question is, I know you're in the early stages. Do you think maybe at some point it could be for students as well in the long run?
Yeah.
Or the coffees and the, yeah.
Sure. Well, we have to be careful serving caffeine to students. Open up a couple different other things.
I'm gonna send them home.
That's the ultimate goal. I think with the hire of Heather O'Connor as our special ed director, she's come on and really excited about some programs, and we've talked about maybe the future eventually turning to a school store where our students come to help run that school store, but it's a district school store where, and the other exciting thing is this year we've also partnered with the accounting class. So the accounting class has been reviewing all of our, our orders and our intake of monies and stuff. So they have some real world-class stuff experience in there as well. So the idea is that maybe eventually it could open up to a school store / cafe ran by more than just our students, but the whole district. So.
Wonderful.
Yeah, that's great.
Business class that we're starting next year too.
Yeah.
So we might use that group to kind of market it a little bit.
Oh,
That'll be fun.
Oh, that's great.
Cooperation.
Yeah.
Love this.
Very good.
So I just want to give Colin a shout out. I mean, you're not allowed to even, by the way. You gotta say. But we tossed this idea around about a Quaker Corner, the Quaker Cafe, and he had just ran with it and just taken it to the next level more than anything that I originally thought of. So kudos to him and his group.
Yeah,
They're amazing.
the kids have done The kids have really done a fantastic job, and they have thrived. So I'm only more excited to see where this project continues to grow, and I think it'll be a pride and joy of the district as well in the future. So thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much. Last but not least,
Yes, Welty's going to jump in on this.
Welty Middle School.
Before we start talking about Welty, my last 2 years, those of you that don't know, I spent as the assistant principal at the high school. And when he first started talking about that program, I got excited about it. Everybody got excited about it. Everybody rallied around it. And he's done a phenomenal job. It's really great. I just think that's great. It just keeps tracking upwards, and they're doing more and more stuff. So that's been absolutely great. But about the high school, we're going to talk about now. So my first year here at middle school, Mrs. Seats is my assistant principal. When she came in last year, that was one of the things she was really gung-ho about, was wanting to get this buddy program started. And we had worked with the previous district together, and we had something similar to that. But she was really on fire about that. And getting high school students to connect with middle school students, kind of lead them and mentor them. And so she was all about it. I was all for it. We were kind of working together, as I was the assistant principal at the high school, and she was the assistant at the middle school. And unfortunately, this year, I was able to work with her much more closely as the principal at the middle school. And she was taking this program on and just absolutely running with it. I'm not going to take anything from this. Okay. Get you that.
So, at my previous school, we had a mentor program with high school kids in elementary, and I was thinking it's really difficult transition from school to school. And our 6th grade transition is tough for a lot of kids, and if we can partner some of our really good leaders, our quality kids in the high school with some of our 6th graders, just to pilot the program, making something fun where basically twice a month they meet in the library in middle school, they eat lunch together, and then they play games. So it's kind of informal, but we just want kids to enjoy coming in, to have a connection with another kid. I think that's important too. I mean, we have a lot of great adults, but I think it's important for them to have other connections with peers. So people sitting around this table have all contributed in helping, so if you guys want to stand up, please. Stand up too. Ms. Leeper and Ms. Bay have been instrumental in helping me. So all of our high school students had been through 3 days of training before they were even allowed to be a part of the program. We set some rigorous standards for them because we want to make sure that we've got quality Quakers, which we have a large amount of them, and this is only representing 4. We have about 12 that come, and we have about 14 6th graders that come twice a month. So if you guys want to introduce yourselves to the board and then tell them one thing that you like about doing this. If you don't want to say one thing you like, just introduce yourself and pass.
I want you to say
That's
those
I
too.
mean, one thing I like is whooping Josh's butt and Connect Four.
Yes.
This is Josh, by the way.
Yeah.
He'll respond to that.
Yeah.
My name's Kylie Smith, and I'm just like talking to connecting kids. That's my favorite.
My name's Taylor Shalosky, and my favorite thing is probably just playing games and just talking to them. My name's Marissa Loder, and I love hearing their stories about middle school, and it brings us back to when we were in 6th grade. It's nice to relate to them on that.
I'm Joshua Holmes. The one thing that I like about it is because you get to meet people in higher grades and see what they like to do and what they do, and like it's about like a higher grade than you.
Yeah.
Did you dream of Connect Four sometimes?
No.
No mercy from high school
No.
kids.
We always tie in. Take that.
Okay.
All right, any questions?
Just thank you.
Yes, thank you. That's excellent. Great
One
job.
other thing, we arranged with Mr. Russell, because this wouldn't happen. I know we're spotlighting middle school, but it really is a high school. it's a unique opportunity to have the high school so close that we really can do some of these programs that if things were set up.
Very good. The building spotlight is always my favorite part of a regular meeting, but tonight it especially just warms my heart just seeing how much community building is being made here. So thank you all so, so much for what you're doing for our community. All right. There isn't any recognition or public participation tonight, so we're going to go ahead and jump to the treasurer's report. Timeout. I forgot it again. You all are more than welcome to stay and hear Mrs. Irwin's wonderful presentation on the 5-year forecast. But if that's not something that is interesting to you, please, you can go ahead and leave. Now's a good time to go. And one of these meetings, I'm going to remember to excuse everybody.
Yes. We get your thing.
Sign, I know, I'm going to go to Patty.
Are you here for class? Yeah, you probably want to stay.
For government or?
I know, right? So hurry.
Hey, up there was,
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Michael. Great job, great job.
I know.
See you again.
See the light, see the light.
Great idea.
Denise, there's somebody needed to talk to.
Go have them stand up, introduce themselves.
Public meeting. So they're like, you dismiss them. Oh my goodness.
Tonight is your night, yeah, right.
I'm going to move.
All about government and legislation.
I feel like it.
Everyone's favorite topic.
Yes.
All right, so
Coming out here.
I am going to, before I do the forecast, I'm going to go over property tax reform and the legislative updates that happened this year. Most of these became effective January 1. Some of them were March 16th, so there's about 3 months difference. The reason this happened is our legislators decided it was time for property tax reform for our community members because the community is struggling so bad with some of the property taxes. So let's get started. Maybe. Not going anywhere. All right. So before we go any further, the first thing you need to know is how school millage is calculated. And this is very, very basic. On a $100,000 home, if you go on the county website, what you do is the market value is $100,000. That makes the assessed value 35% of that. So on a $100,000 home, market value is 35%. 1 mil is $1 per 1,000 of assessed value. School millage includes inside mills and outside mills, and this is going to become very, very important as I go through this. New Philly currently has 4 inside mills, and we have 35.6 outside mills. We also have 2 emergency levies in place that are currently not included in our outside mills. So simple tax calculation example, on a $100,000 market value, $35,000 is the assessed value times 1 mil divided by 1,000. So for every $100,000 home, 1 mil is $35. Before I go any further, most of you, with the exception of you guys, have heard of what's called House Bill 920 and the 20 mil floor. And to start this out, I want to make sure that you understand that the residential agricultural value here I'm using, these are examples. This is not New Philly's data. The reason I've done that is because if I use New Philly's data, I would have to go clear back to 1998 and work forward, and it would be huge, and it would just not be good for the example. But what I want to teach you here is how millage calculates, how it works. So you'll notice over here we have a full voted millage. 39.6 is what New Philly's full voted millage. Remember, 4 inside mills and 35.6 outside mills. So when that's voted in, we get that first year, we get that full millage. And this would be the first year historically when it happens. What happens is House Bill 920 says, okay, we're going to give you the first time, we're going to calculate the revenue that you'll collect from that. And then as the values, the residential agricultural value increases, we're going to freeze that dollar amount, and that's all you're going to get. Keep in mind, this is a simple example. I've stripped out new construction and I've stripped out new levies because that changes the whole game. But what you'll notice is as residential agricultural values increase, the effective millage continues to decrease. So what happens is they freeze the dollar amount we're going to collect, and it's the millage is calculated on that, and that's how you get your effective millage. Once you get down to 20 mils, you start receiving growth on your dollars, and the mills are now frozen. So just so you understand, while we are above the 20 mil floor, our amount of collections are frozen. And when we hit the 20 mil floor, we start to see growth in our revenues. The reason this happened was when they passed this, and I believe it was passed in 1973, was to prevent automatic increases in taxes. So they were trying to do what they're actually trying to do today. They were trying to slow the taxes that people pay. As property values increase, effective millage is reduced, which is what I've told you. Our revenue stays flat. When you hit that 20 mil floor, that's when you see revenue growth. Where's New Philly? Currently, through tax year 2025, New Philly sat on the 20 mil floor. So when our property values increased, we got growth. We got additional money. We also, in the 2025, had our triennial update. Each county has, every 3 years, their market values are increased and evaluated and increased. 2025 was Tuscarawas County's year. This year, meaning 2025, the home values increased by 24% on average. That's really high, and that's what's been actually happening since like COVID, since 2020. We've had these spikes in home values. This is what's creating property tax reform. We have 2 emergency levies, which they have changed the, oops, sorry, got a little trigger happy. We have 2 emergency levies. They've changed the emergency levies to be called fixed sum levies because the legislators don't like the words emergency. Both of them are $3 million. You'll notice one was approved in 2012 and it expires in December of 27. One was approved in 2014, it expires in 2034. That's key under this new legislation. The 2014 fixed sum levy is the last time we received new operating levy. And it really does show that the district has been able to be fiscally responsible with the money we've had. If you figure that's the last time we've gotten new money. We have gotten growth on our values, so our property taxes have increased, but that's the last new money we've gotten. By the way, that ballot issue passed by, I believe, four votes at the time. So, property tax reform. And again, this is not New Philly's data. This is to show you what is happening. House Bill 129 changes how 20 mil floors are calculated. So remember in the other example, this is the example, we got down to the 20 mil floor at $20 million. 39.6 is our actual millage, but we said it's 20 mil floor. So what happens is we received growth in that. All of a sudden, the legislation in House Bill 129 is taking those two emergency levies that we have and putting them into the floor calculation where they haven't been before. So the result is it lifts us off of the 20 mil floor. House Bill 920 is still in effect. So we have to get back to the 20 mil floor again. So what happens, if you notice, our full voted rate is going to go to 49.4, and that's actual what happened to New Philly. We're sitting at 29.6. So now, as in the last example, our revenue freezes, and as the residential agricultural values increase, our millage decreases. The effective rate of the millage goes down. This continues until we hit the 20 mil floor again. And when we hit that 20 mil floor is the first time we're going to see growth in the same tax dollars. So again, I want you to remember, this is another simple example. It's just to explain how they've changed our calculations. And what they did using this House Bill 129 is they basically found a way to stop us receiving money, to freeze our money. And now they're going to make us go towards the floor again. So we're not going to get any money unless we actually get new construction or new levies voted in. And it is working the way they wanted. They wanted to slow the unexpected property increases because the property taxes or the property valuations are spiking. Mm-hmm. So that's working. However, it's got a really negative effect on the school districts, of which I'm going to continue and show you that. So, boy, I am sorry.
It's all right, Joel.
Take it from her.
Okay. So property tax reform continued. That was House Bill 129. Then they brought in House Bill 335, and this is called the inflation factor or the GDP deflator. They took the GDP, gross domestic product, and they applied it to how we're going to get our millage paid to us. So this House bill is effective starting in 2026, and it only hits districts that hit their tax update, their triennial update. So if you remember in the beginning, I said our triennial update was in 2025. Our next triennial update is in 2028. So this is going to come into play in 2028. And it only affects that 4 mills that are inside millage. By the way, I made a note here and I want to make sure everybody understands this. This applies to most governments, libraries, townships, cities, not just schools. So they really did a major overhaul. So what this is going to do is we're going to see drops in revenue for school districts. The state is not guaranteeing to give us back any of this money. It's just going to go away. And because property taxes, which is our local funding, and state funding are married together, our state funding is also affected by this. I'm going to talk more about that. But the one thing right now, when a community approves levy at the ballot, the tax stays in place until it expires. I shouldn't say right now, that was last year. House Bill 335, the Budget Commission can automatically lower our levy collections even after they're approved by the voters. This also restricts how boards use emergency or substitute levies. So all that to say is voters' choices at the ballot might not always result in full funding for school districts. And I probably should go exactly what I said. And when somebody votes at the ballot and they cast their vote, they expect whoever they're voting for to get that money. So it doesn't meet voters' expectations either. Okay, next House bill. So we've done House Bill 129, House Bill 335, which was inside millage. Now we're at House Bill 309. House Bill 309 lets our county officials look at the amount of collections that we are receiving, and they compare it to what they think we need to operate. And it gave them the ability to say, this is excessive, we're not going to collect it from the taxpayers. The good thing about House Bill 309 is Tuscarawas County is not implementing it this time, but they can do it year to year. So next year, they could look at our numbers and say, this year we want to do that. Or 2 years from now or 3 years from now, when we have a whole new set of county commissioners, that could be a whole different ballgame. They can decrease what we're receiving because they think it's excessive, not because of what my forecast has shown. And lastly, House Bill 186. Remember I said there were two kinds of millage. I said there was inside millage, which we have 4 mills, and that's affected by House Bill 129. No, I think I said that wrong, 335. And there's outside mills. So 186 affects our outside millage. So again, 335 and 186 are both inflation caps. So they use the GDP, they call it GDP deflator, and they apply the inflation that's in place instead of what the increase in your valuations are. So for example, our home values in 2025 increased 24%. Inflation is 9%. So they are freezing what we can receive on our outside millage at 9%. This is different for every county. So every school district is affected differently. New Philly City Schools, based on our reappraisal in 2025, we are going to have a local tax credit that is funding that's taken away from us in the amount of $807,743. $807,743. And that's in place for 3 years. Again, like I said, that tax credit is different for everyone. But that's a lot of money for us. I mean, it's huge. Anyway, future tax credits aren't written in law yet. So once we get past 2028, 2029, this is not actually in law, but you know, that could change and they could put that in. So how does all of this that I'm talking about affect New Philly City Schools? Remember I said the inside mills would not affect us until 2028. So right there's our 4 mills in tax year 2027. In 2028, our 4 mills start to drop. Remember, every time you see a drop, you see a drop in revenue. Our effective outside mills are at 16 right now. In 2026, they're gonna start decreasing. So I realize that's 0.01 and it's not gonna have a lot of financial effect yet. But the whole big picture is huge for us. So it starts in tax year 2026 and it continues to decrease and just basically chew away at our revenue. The original floor calculation, remember I said since 1998, we've been at the 20 mil floor. So what's going to happen in effect is we're actually going to drop below the 20 mil floor in our regular calculation. Remember, House Bill 20 or 920 says we have to be at the 20 mil floor. So what the speculation is that there's going to be some lawsuits against the state of Ohio because House Bill 20 is still in play and they're bringing us below that. Our fixed sum mills, those are our two emergencies. Remember I said they were at 9.6 and we just had our update. Our update actually moved that effective mill down 1.6 mils. But then House Bill 186 or 129 kicks in and you start to see that drop. And our new effective rate is 27.95. And remember, now we have to move back down to the 20 mil floor. That's a lot of information. Should I stop now and ask for questions or keep going?
Please ask questions.
Yeah. I'm going to keep going, and if you want to stop me, please do. So, again.
Hit that remote.
Darn it.
Hit that remote.
Maybe I should stand closer. Here's what I want. The financial impact, and this is taking the forecast I'm going to present and comparing it to the October forecast. So the financial impact is our change in revenue over the 5-year forecast is $6.3 billion. That's just revenue. That doesn't include our increases in expense. And you'll notice in 2027, right here where you see this 600,000 where it looks like it's beginning, that's because one of the House bills actually take effect, but they're not going to start the collections on it until July of this year. So it hits us in fiscal year 27, and then it starts to level off. And that's the kind of numbers we'll be looking at. The other thing to take on this slide is look at the effect on our state aid. Our state aid is our fair school funding plan. And because property taxes, which are our local funding, and state funding are basically married together, as those are implemented, our state aid begins to drop. So here's the table. If you look at the revenue surplus or deficit and our days cash on hand, this is directly out of my forecast. You'll see as of fiscal year 27, we are deficit spending. Fiscal year 28, it gets worse, but we're still positive cash flow. And 29 and 30, it just keeps going downhill. Now, I will say right now that it's typical for Eufaula City Schools to have the last 2 years of our forecast be negative. So it's not as alarming as it seems. I want everybody to realize that we normally do have those 2 years be negative ending cash balance, and we try really hard to end our year with more money than what we project, and so it helps us out in the long run. But this is alarming, $685,000. One payroll is $980,000. The other thing that's telling is our days cash on hand. What's gonna happen by 2028, when we're at this $685,000, we're going to have 6 days of cash. 6 days. We pay payrolls every Tuesday. So, I took the forecast, the exact forecast that I'm giving you tonight, and I stripped out property tax reform, and I compared the two, and I said, okay, how much is directly related to property taxes and property tax reform, just in our property tax dollars? And our loss in revenue for that period of time is $4.1 million. Just property tax reform. The two compared, this is what I've already shown you, and I thought it was worth comparing. This is the effect of the property tax alone. This is the effect of the property tax plus our state funding. That's the revenue change. $6.3 million. And that's in the 5th year of the forecast. So, how does all of this impact our state funding? House Bill 186 caps revenue growth to the GDP deflator. I just talked about House Bill 186 and how it affected everything. It changes the inputs on our funding formula for the state. Because our funding formula uses our values, our total valuation. It uses that $100,000 number, not the $35,000 number. It doesn't take into account the 9% GDP deflator. We're losing money right there. We should be getting a valuation increase of 24%, but we're actually only realizing 9% on that. Then they froze our base cost inputs. So base costs are our expenditures that we spend. They froze it at 22 levels. Think about what has happened since 2022. All of our expenditures have gone up. And they're frozen at 22. They're paying us on 2022 values. This whole thing results in a 22% state share decline over the next 5 years. You can see our per pupil base cost over the 5-year forecast, and this is this next line down is the state per pupil share. And look how it's declining. That's a direct effect to the fact that they haven't updated our base cost, and they're using the GDP deflator instead of our actual valuations. So right here at 1.035 restricted against grants and aid, that's our state share. It's the state money we get. 2025, we got $13.3 million. That's exact. That's what we received. 2026, it will be $13.4 million, and then 27 and beyond, it just starts to slip away from us. All of that is a direct connection to property tax reform. So I wanted just to make this simplified because that's a lot of information. Look at our local share, which is our property taxes. And so think about this, our local share is our community support for our education. In 2026, it's 57.7% of our students' education. By 2030, the state is pushing the responsibility of education to our community, and it's going to 71.7%. Caldwell, people were screaming, saying, we don't want to pay more taxes. But there's nothing we can do as a school district. We're being pushed to that 71.7%. So we have 2 emergency levies which are now called fixed sum levies. And one of them has to be renewed. We have one chance to renew it. That what they did in House Bill 129 is they said, if you have a levy in place in 2026 that needs renewed, you get one chance to do a renewal. And at the end of that levy, it now becomes new money. So we're gonna renew this, we're probably gonna try to put it on in November 26th. Our final opportunity to renew it is November 27. And if it's not renewed by December of 27, it expires. But it has to be renewed because it's gonna come out as new money if it's not renewed. And remember, way back when I was talking before, the last time we got new money, it passed by 4 votes. So renewals are, or new money is very significant. With that said, I'll quit playing with my little clicker.
Do you have any questions for Julie?
Yes, my last slide was questions. Anybody? I know it was a lot. When you see our county commissioners and our county auditor, you should thank them for not implementing House Bill 309. This would be much worse.
Yep.
So, all of that to get us to the 5-year forecast. In the 5-year forecast, I'm showing our tax values at 16 million in 2026, staying about that in 2027. In 2028, there's the drop, that big drop. And then in 2029, we have 28 and 29, sorry. We have that emergency levy on the ballot. So that also is coming into play with our calculations here. Our unrestricted grants and aids, there's the money I talked, that's the state share, and you can see it decreasing down to 10 million by the end of 2030. And restricted grants and aids are things that they pay us like transportation. They give us money for gifted and wellness money and other things. Those are gonna start depleting away too. Did not talk about state reimbursement for property taxes. So on new money, state reimbursement for property taxes are homestead rollbacks that come from the state. They give our community members a break on them. When you go for new money, you can no longer get homestead rollback. So that's going on. We are not in that position yet if we get the ones we have to be reviewed. I'm gonna have you scroll down, Patty, or scroll up, Patty, please. Yeah, I didn't make it easy for you, did I? Good part. I just want to go up a little higher. I like the expenditures. A little higher. So I talked a lot about revenue, and you can see evidence where we start at 39 million and we just start to deplete. Our personal services are our payroll. They are increasing. And through 2028, we have a negotiated agreement in place. For 29 and 30, I use 2% as our increases in wages, which again, remember those last 2 years are typically negative. There's a chance that those might be frozen and no raises, but we don't know that at this point until there's negotiations. Employee retirement and insurance benefits. I have built in, last year we had 17.2% increases in our health insurance. So for 2027, I have built in a 6% increase. In 28 and beyond, I have an 8% increase in health insurance benefits. And that's really driving those numbers. Our Retirement's in there too, but the big change in that is the health insurance. Purchase services, I'm kind of flatlining those. We kind of have control over them, and we're really watching how the district is spending. And supplies and materials, we have, if you notice, this is 1.5 million. And I should have told you to begin with, this column right here is 2025's actual. We had a spike right here in supplies and materials. And this year we're compensating for that. We had things that were purchased last year for this year. Next year, we're gonna flatline them about 1.7 million. Capital outlay, we purchased one bus and we purchased major technology devices. Stuff that's in the students' hands that are below $1,000 are considered supplies. But things like our new line boards, which are the technology in the classrooms, those are considered capital outlay. So we have one bus and our new life boards and things like that calculated in here. We have a lease for copiers, and other objects are expenditures like what we pay for to be on the ballot, what we pay auditors. You know, it's that little hodgepodge stuff that falls into that. You scroll down. So here's the end of the story. We are, at the end of 5 years, we have a $9 million deficit. And you remember I said we had 685,000 in 2028. That's only 6 days worth of cash. We, in 2027, are going to two retirements, which is natural attrition. And our administrative team, Mrs. Wentworth, Mr. Williams, are looking at if we can absorb a couple more positions so that we can maintain the same education level and try to help some of these numbers. What question? Or do you have any questions? Anybody have any questions? Or do you just not know what to ask?
Yeah, I use my board paycheck. What color?
All right.
I should use my board paycheck to buy lottery. Powerball.
We're gonna work hard to make sure that this is.
I'll give you my $40.
All right. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Julie.
If anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask.
Thanks, Julie.
You girls glad you came tonight? You glad you came tonight? Huh? Did you take notes?
There's going to be a quiz after. Yeah. What's a mill?
Okay, I'm gonna move on. So in your board folder, you have the January financial statement, the key indicator, the cash flow, the check register, and the bank reconciliation. All balances are balanced. We're on track where we thought we should be for this time of year. Action item F, I'm asking you to approve the filing of a legal complaint with Defender Trailer to recover the down payment for the band trailer that was not delivered. I'm asking you to approve the agreement with OSBA for professional development not to exceed $900. Approve a 48-month lease agreement with Material Handling Specialists to lease a lift truck for $352.48 per month. And I should have included this. This is a 4-year lease.
What?
It's a dollar buyout, so at the end we own the item. I'm asking you to approve the invoice with Staley Technologies for bus cameras in the amount of $15,355. Just a note there, We have a grant that will offset that in the amount of $13,000. I'm asking you to approve the invoice with Staley Technologies for our annual bus antenna maintenance. Approve Vincent's statement of work for cybersecurity in the amount of $29,300. Approve Gardner HVAC maintenance agreement in the amount of $15,730. I'm asking you to approve the ECO ESC Literacy Coaching Academy agreement in the amount of $375 per coaching academy participant. Approve the purchase of a band trailer from Willendale Golf Cart Sales in the amount of $49,603. Approve the resolution to participate in the EPC school bus purchasing program through Omarisa. Approve the purchase of the school buses through that program in the amount of $140,129 through Myers Equipment. And we will be purchasing 2 buses, one from the general fund and one from the permanent improvement fund. I'm asking you to approve the following transfer from the general fund to summer school. Approve the amended appropriations as followed. Approves the amended certificate of estimated resources. Approve the following FMLA requests. Approve the 5-year forecast as presented, keeping in mind that I have to give the state a 4-year forecast, which is the current year plus 3. And approve the following mid-year salary moves.
Do I have a motion? Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions, discussion? Thank you again, Julie, for that presentation. Call the roll.
Dr. Bachman?
Yes.
Mr. Ricklick?
Yes.
Mrs. Schrock?
Yes.
Ms. Fontana?
Yes.
Mr. Zimmerman? Motion carries. Thank you. Okay. Next, I'm asking you to approve the letter of intent to purchase the land on State Route 39.
Make a motion to table W for further discussion with the board members and a meeting to be decided in the future.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion? All right, call the roll.
Mr. Ricklick?
Yes.
Ms. Fontana?
Yes.
Mrs. Schrock?
Yes.
Dr. Bachman?
Yes.
Mr. Zimmerman?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, next up, personnel.
All right, I'm going to start by acknowledging several retirements. We have some people who are going to be retiring this year after spending a long time here at the district, and I want to acknowledge all of them. Marcy Shamel will be retiring. She's a second grade teacher at South. These are all at the end of the school year. Nancy Cook, who's first grade teacher at York, will be retiring. Sherry Norman, who is a reading specialist in Title I at York, will be retiring. And Elizabeth Vogt, who is a food service worker at the high school. All of them have been with the district for many, many years, that they will be leaving at the end of the school year. So we wish them all well and thank them for their time here in the district. Also have a list of several resignations, asking you to approve the administrative contract extensions for Ben Bartholomew and Nick Huskins. Those are 3-year contract extensions. Asking you to approve the All-Star After-School Teachers. They work with our 3rd grade students. We have 3 new classified hires, and then we have our spring supplemental list for varsity sports. We are still adding some substitutes, for which we are always grateful for. They are listed, and we do have some volunteers that have met all the requirements, and I'm asking for board approval for them as well.
Okay, can I get a motion?
So move.
Before I call the roll, I just want to acknowledge Mrs. Wentworth's resignation. We wish you luck as you go to Indian Valley, back to your alma mater. We do know that this isn't the official goodbye. We have confidence that you are going to continue to work hard for New Philly schools until the end. You've been here for a very long time, and we just appreciate you. So I wanted to acknowledge that tonight. Thank you. Any other discussion?
Thank you for your
Yes.
time.
All right, call the roll.
Mr. Ricklick?
Yes.
Mr. Zimmerman?
Yes.
Mrs. Schrock?
Yes.
Ms. Fontana?
Yes.
Dr. Bachman?
Yes.
Motion carries.
One more personnel item, asking for a 3-year contract extension for Heather O'Connor as Student Services Director.
Can I get a motion? I'll move. So move. Second?
I'd like to say something. So I need to submit. Before the vote's taken, I have a statement for the record that I will be giving to you when I'm done. I'm formally abstaining from this vote to avoid any appearance of a conflict of interest due to my prior advocacy work. My goal is to ensure this board's process remains beyond reproach. And however, as a board member, I cannot allow these findings to be minimized. This contract recommendation follows a substantiated state complaint involving multiple severe violations of special education law. And these violations should not be characterized as minor, as the Ohio Department of Education's Office of Exceptional Children's findings of fact and the resulting letter of findings prove otherwise. These are substantiated violations of federal and state law that require a mandatory corrective action plan, and I am abstaining to maintain ethical neutrality, but I am calling for full transparency and accountability in how these violations are remedied to protect our students and uphold the integrity of the district. And I will be submitting this for entry into the record for you, Jolie.
Thank you, Ms. Fontana. Anybody else? Okay, call the roll.
Mrs. Schrock?
Yes.
Dr. Bachman?
Yes.
Mr. Ricklick?
Yes.
Ms. Fontana?
Abstain.
Mr. Zimmerman?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right. Okay. Next up, board resolution. I'm asking you to approve the resolution opposing Ohio House Bill 42.
I will motion.
Motion, okay. I'll second. Oh, sorry, go, were you going to second? Sorry, I was just like, yeah.
Second.
You'll second? Okay. Mr. Ricklick is going to second. All right, any discussion? All right, call the roll.
Ms. Fontana?
Yes.
Mr. Ricklick?
Yes.
Excuse me. Mrs. Schrock?
Yes.
Dr. Bachman? Yes. Mr. Zimmerman?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Moving right along to committee and representative report.
First item is the Business Advisory Council information and minutes as linked. Please make sure that you take a look at those.
Thank you. Is there a facilities committee report? No, that's good. Okay. Any other committee reports?
I do. So you guys should have found in your packet an email the updated legislative liaison report. I want to draw attention to House Bill 42, which we just passed a resolution on. So House Bill 42 would require certain agencies, including public schools, to collect and report citizenship data. The purpose of this bill is to require the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce to report data to the federal government about citizenship and immigration status of every student in every public school in Ohio. And the concerns OSBA has with this bill is that all schools, all students, and potentially parents, information would have to be submitted to the federal government, collected by the district and submitted to the government. And also it creates a serious threat to student safety by forcing districts to put students at risk. I'd also like to draw your attention to House Bill 671, which was just recently submitted about 2 weeks ago, if I believe. So House Bill 671 would financially penalize public school districts that initiate legal challenges against the state regarding distribution of funding, specifically targeting lawsuits over private school vouchers and their constitutionality. It directs the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce to withhold funds from districts until they would drop any legal action, targeting districts who are public schools who are standing up for their students. I also want to bring your attention to Senate Bill 172.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
671.
Yeah.
So this House Bill 671, they made the same attempt last year, and it only amplified and got more districts on. So hopefully that's what will be anticipated this year, right?
Right.
Hopefully more people will do it. Sorry, no, didn't want to interrupt that. I just wanted to say that point.
Senate Bill 172 would require state and local public offices and officials to allow the arrest and detention of anyone who is suspected of being unlawfully present in the U.S. without a warrant. You can see why this would potentially be problematic for people coming into our schools. Additionally, OSBA is currently monitoring 218 pieces of legislation that would impact public schools and education. So currently monitoring 218 pieces of legislation. So that in your packet that you guys received, I did include links and stuff in there. It takes you right to the legislation, the 218 pieces of legislation, if you would like to go in there and look. So if you guys have any questions on those.
Any questions for Ms. Fontaine? Thank you.
Yes.
Moving right along to, well, first of all, any other committee reports? Okay. Moving right along to the Assistant Superintendent's report.
Approval of QDA financial reports, as well as, every month seems like we're talking about honoring teachers. Tomorrow afternoon, Mr. Maurer and I will be driving down to Cambridge. Nancy Cook is being honored as an elementary teacher of the year amongst our coalition of rural and Appalachian schools that we're a part of, Chorus. So we're very excited to honor, as you can see, Mrs. Cook is retiring. So very honored to go down there and see her presented with an award. So just want to make sure she was talked about tonight.
That's awesome. Thank you for that. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Questions, discussion? All right, call the roll, please.
Ms. Fontana?
Yes.
Mr. Zimmerman? Yes. Mr. Ricklick?
Yes.
Mrs. Schrock?
Yes.
Dr. Bachman?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, Superintendent's report.
I have just a few items here. Item A, the second reading and adoption of the 2026-2027 district calendar. Ask that you approve the CCP MOU with University of Akron for 26-27. Approve the CCP MOU with Stark State for 26-27. And approve the OHSAA membership resolution for 26-27. We are in full planning gear for the next.
Doesn't seem real.
Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions, discussion?
Yes. I apologize because I should have asked you to pull this, but I will need to abstain because I'm employed by Stark State College, so. Nothing. Yeah. Well, I should have caught it and asked you to do that, so my apologies.
Anything else? All right, call the roll.
Mr. Ricklick?
Yes.
Dr. Bachman?
Yes.
Mrs. Schrock?
Yes.
Ms. Fontana?
Abstain.
Mr. Zimmerman?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
We all looked at Kelly. We all looked
at. Call the roll.
Mr. Ricklick?
Yes.
Mr. Zimmerman?
Yes.
Mrs. Schrock?
Yes.
Ms. Fontana?
Yes.
Dr. Bachman?